bartenders 20%, no droids and bounty hunters, no Raylos, no Ray Nobodies. We are here for love of Star Wars, and we're gonna do a little house cleaning. It is not that I don't want to hear somebody else's opinion, but it better be based on an educated opinion. Okay, I don't want to say knee-jerk reactions or opinions about a show that somebody has that they've never watched. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Okay? When people say Star Wars is dead, it's not dead. You can't kill a franchise. You can put it on the shelf for a while, but franchises don't die. It's not breeding. Okay? So please, when you say that, shut up. Anyway, did I like this third episode of the Book of Boba Fett? It was meh. It was as meh as the first episode, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna sit there and be mean-spirited and attack Jon Favreau. I mean, again, when you sit there and you have an opinion, but you discard how fast it came out, it wrapped literally at the end of this summer. It looks to me like it needed far more post-production than it got. Okay? Again, if you blame Jon Favreau without thinking about the bigger picture, Disney Plus, Iger screaming we need more content, you're an idiot and I can't talk to you. Okay? I don't want to hear about it. Okay? The show probably could use some editing. And I'll bet when we get to the end of it, you'll have somebody edit everything in a different way and it'll be great. Okay? That's what happens. And I'm not talking about certain people who edited The Last Jedi and it didn't do anything to it. And we know who they were. So let's talk about this. So today we're going down the road and I've got Midnight's Edge in the morning chat going, hey John 42. And I'm going down the road and all of a sudden on the screen, Kathleen Kennedy and George Lucas just received Producers Guild a Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, before people say, well, George obviously is quit. No, he's not. To me, a Lifetime Achievement Award, Harrison Ford got one from AFI, like back in the early 2000s. All right, you can find Carrie Fisher's roast of him on YouTube, and it's hysterical. So this isn't necessarily they're over and it's done and thank you. But it is her long goodbye. All right, what do we see this week? The memo. We discovered that Disney employees looked at it as a nuclear bomb. Kathy lost one of her pet projects. The Children of Blood and Bone to Paramount. And while it could have been Ed Yemi took the rights back, but I don't think so. Here's the deal. Here's what happened. As I think Iger or Chapek just said we're not doing it and it was gone. That's it. Did he make a phone call to Paramount? We don't know. But at the end of the article in Deadline, it did say that there had been a bidding war. So obviously if it was up for bids again. I think Disney just said we're not doing it. Now why? Okay, the last time we saw her in public, she was talking to the Producers Guild of America. She'd been giddy about this stupid thing. Then the rumors that Doomcock reported ended up in the Daily Mail. I am too. Actually, John, I am. And I think it might be The Acolyte. I think that's the next shoe to drop. I think they're getting ready to actually name a new head of Lucasfilm. I do. It just feels like it. It just does. But let me finish. So those rumors show up in the Daily Mail. Suddenly, Indiana Jones 5 is not canceled, but pushed back a year from its release date. Then we see all these other things that she's got going pushed back, including The Acolyte. It's supposed to start filming this winter, like now. And there is a show filming at Pinewood Studios. It's a Star Wars show, but they're not saying what it is. And very interesting to me that The Acolyte, they keep saying, is going to start filming in May. There's no director attached. The only two people, the three people that are attached, production designer, Leslie Forehead, and the lead actress who no one knows and no one cares about. Okay? It's not going to happen. All right? In fact, I have a feeling that all that bombacity about that girl was Leslie Headland trying to force Chapek to give her the money to make the show, and he's not going to do it. In fact, I predict that she takes it away from Star Wars and shops it to Netflix. Okay, she's got a relationship with them. Why not? Okay, she doesn't have one with Disney, and her brand doesn't go well with what Disney wants to do. So we get all that. And, there are rumors going on about Kennedy's health. And then we get Susan Arnold being named as chairman of the board of Disney. She was there the longest on the board. She is a finance person. And then the memo drops, and the rest is history. So now we got Kennedy starting her farewell tour. And that's what this is. Why they bunched her up with George, I think it's because they're both of that generation. George came up in the 60s. All right, his first movie, American Graffiti, wasn't that? I'm going to say 1973. Okay. Maybe someone could look that up. But he came up before her. But they're from the same crowd. And they're not necessarily sharing. I didn't read the article. So I don't think it's a word they're sharing. I think they're both getting one. Okay. And I find it really intriguing that it's together. Okay, it's really me going like this. All right. So his first movie, that was a student movie. American Graffiti came in when? Then? 73, 74. One of those years. A really big hit. It really was a big hit. And the Suits wanted him to make more movies like that, and he had Star Wars on his mind. Rest is history. Anyway. So I think that's probably why she's being included, and it looks almost to me like it was an afterthought to add her. I think George probably was the one to get it, and then they added her. And I think the reason why is because I think in Hollywood they all know she's leaving Lucasfilm. Doesn't necessarily mean she's retiring either. Again, if you look at what Kennedy Marshall is doing, they got a lot of stuff on their plate. Documentaries. Frank produces musicals on Broadway and Broadway plays. They've got TV shows. The Michael Franzese thing. That is, my hair looks like shit. I don't care. The Michael Franzese thing, and it's really, I think it's gonna get good. I think it's, well, and I think that actually, what am I saying? I think the show is going to be good. I think that show is going to be good because the story is good. I've watched him enough on YouTube to have a judgment about Michael Franzese. And I think he's an interesting dude. I think he's repented a lot. And I think he's got a good story to tell. I mean, people like mob stories, so, and I think that was a good pickup for Frank. It's not a story I see Kennedy doing a backflip over. She was all hot and bothered over Children of Blood and Bone, but when you look at the author, she's an anti-white, BLM, racist, politically correct, angry woman. Okay. And I can't do it. I just, no. And again, it didn't fit with Disney. It's art house. Oh, 71. Okay, so me thinking at first American Graffiti came out in 71 was wrong. And 73, I thought it was 73. I remember when it came out on TV, and that's when I got to see it the first time. And I think it was after Star Wars came out, or maybe that year. And I remember jumping up and down going, oh my God, it's Han Solo. Hey, Bone, how you doing? So what can we expect? There's going to be more coming. Usually a 48-hour drop. I think John's right. And I'm going to be on Troy Pacelli's stream tonight at 10 talking more about this. I want to say this. I think and I got a rant. If you haven't seen The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, but you have an opinion of it that is negative, you need to shut up. Okay? You need to shut up. Right? And the reason why is this: your opinion doesn't count. All right? Okay? And there are a lot of people with a lot more pull than I have infecting people's minds with BS. I mean, I'm in the middle of reading Tales from Jabba's Palace again. And, well, you have to, okay? You have to see it, Bone. In the middle of reading Tales of Jabba's Palace, and there is a Boba Fett escaping from the Sarlacc. Interesting. I started watching another biography about him done by meta nerds, and he ended up being the Mandalore in EU. And he and Han actually went on a search for his daughter and discovering too late that his daughter had actually stolen his armor and was impersonating him and chasing, the Solo twins around, and Jason killed her. Fett also went to look for the doctors that cloned him to help him because he was suffering from, I think, genetic diseases because he was cloned, and looking to lengthen his life. He had issues. I mean, so when you're watching the Bacta tank, you got to look at that. That should be telling you this man is not who you think he is. This man is not that guy anymore. And I think, and when people are complaining that, well, he's not a mystery anymore. Well, after watching the prequels, if you didn't know what he looked like under the mask, and you still thought he was a mystery, I can't help you. All right, I mean, I don't know what you want. He's not a bounty hunter anymore, so let it go. Okay? And I do think the Gina Carano thing, people can't let it go. And Mike the Mexican Iron Man had a lot to say about that. He's like, let it go. She's done, let it go. Okay? Oh, cool. That's cool, John. Thank you for that. That's good information to have. But I think that is really hurting the reception of this. And there's some aesthetic issues. Look, I think the bikes are cool, but do they really work in this case? They should have been older, rougher. When you look at The Mandalorian, you see Cobb Vanth's speeder, and it's basically put together parts from Anakin's pod racer. And it's really interesting to see that they went with this aesthetic rather than the older, more used look, which is what George wanted for the original trilogy. And I think, thanks, Bone. I think that they probably should have gone with the older, used look. I mean, I personally don't care about the bikes. I'm not trying to be nitpicky. I just want a good story, and I think what it's lacking is editing. I think it needed more time in the editing room, which is something none of the naysayers will say. None of them. And it's really interesting to me how it really profoundly affects what other people who don't have YouTube channels but are subscribed and watch think. My thing is this: go watch it and judge it for yourself. Just do it. Get on your Disney Plus and sit down and watch all 3 episodes. Okay, which I'm gonna do tonight, maybe, if I have time before Doomcock. And the reason why is because I want to watch it again. I mean, that's just me. When I watch it, here's my judgment of a story. If I can walk away and not feel insulted in my intelligence, insulted for being white, insulted for having normal values, then I'm okay with it. Okay, I walked away from the Book of Boba Fett, not insulted by any of that. I just found it a little off. The bikes were cool, but they didn't belong on Tatooine. Okay, the punkers that were riding them, Swoop Bike Gang, should have looked like punkers. Punkers are dirty. Punkers are covered in tattoos and piercings. They have greasy hair. They look like disgusting, nasty. You remember walking down the street and seeing them, and safety pins in their zippers and stuff like that. I mean, you remember that. That's what. If you want a punker type biker game, then make them look like that. Okay, and if they have a few little odds and ends of droid parts, make the droid parts not all shiny and brand new. Okay, these kids look like they came out of a Coruscant disco, rather than maybe they did. I mean, but it doesn't take me out of the story. What would take me out of the story is if Boba Fett took off his helmet and it was a woman. And that would take me out. What would take me out of the story is if Fett had a male sidekick and there was obvious subtext there. That would piss me off. That's something the story group would do. Now, geniuses out there think the story group had anything to do with this. They did not. There are people that dumb. That are literally, yep, I saw it, Bone, thanks. I literally am like, where are you getting that? It would be woke if they had anything to do with this. Again, when I think and I know I'm right. I know I am. It's going to come out that Iger and Chapek probably, as urging, pushed Favreau, Rodriguez, and Filoni to get that thing out there quicker than they wanted to. I would like to see what's on the cutting room floor, and I'd like to see a different cut of each episode. You know what I'm saying? And the reason is because if there was a different cut of each episode, we probably would like it. Hey, Star Wars Theology, how you doing? I would like it. Okay, I would like it more. Okay, and I think it would take a lot of the bitching and moaning away. But let's talk about Kennedy. So she's going to start her goodbye tour, we think. The other shoe that will drop yeah, I am too. Hey, Holocron Jedi. I think what they're gonna do is they're probably gonna deep fake Han like they deep faked Luke. And it might be Ingruber underneath there. I know he was in England for to film a Mopac or something, and that's what I've heard from other people. And okay.
You mean stuff?
No. Just a minute, guys. Whatever you want
For dinner?
for dinner. I mean, I don't,
Alright.
there's stuff in the freezer, but anyway, sorry guys. I know that there was some word that he was there. And they were filming Andor then. So we've got that. But now we've got this Indy 5 rumor. Oh yeah, it's the perp walk big time. And it's really interesting. Oh, that's good, Anton. I'm glad you liked it. See, you need to tell people that. Okay, I'm really glad you liked it. I think there's a lot to the episode that people they're not giving it a chance. And again, there are too many black pills out there, and there are a lot of people who are actually allowing the black pills to decide if they liked it, themselves if they liked it or not. And I think that's wrong. But let me finish. So yesterday, we get a story, a rumor out there, now it's everywhere, that Ann Gruber is going to be in Indy 5. In what position, we don't know. We could be getting flashbacks of a young Indy, or maybe we'll get a door opening into a rebooted Young Indiana Jones for streaming, which would be great. Okay. But I do think he's going to be part of Star Wars somewhere. Oh, you're welcome, Anton. And the reason why I think that is I just do. I don't think they're gonna recast them. I don't think they have to. They've got Shamook going full blast with what he does. What I think they're gonna do, you could take Ingruber and do a few tweaks with the young Harrison Ford. Overlaid, quit crying dog. And you could get, you could get to the point where you're like, that's Harry. All right. A young, 25-year-old Harrison Ford. A young 22-year-old Harrison Ford. Because Anthony is such a youthful looking guy that he kind of can be that character. Then we got Indiana Jones, and I don't know what he's playing there. He might not be playing Indy. He might be playing his son, okay? He might be playing a grandson, okay? We don't know who he's playing, but there are indications through people that I think it's both. I think he's got both. In my opinion, I do. I'm probably wrong on that, but that was another big shoe to drop. Hey, Jonathan. Yeah, I was just talking to him today. Why? What's up? So we've got Kennedy's tour starting. Just a minute. I'm going to take him. I'm going to let the dog out. All right, Coach. Come on, you weasel. Come here. Come on. You're so bad. Where's Daddy? Ow, get off me. Jerk. Okay, he's here now. And he's right here. I don't think, since these rumors are likely true, that Kennedy has anything to do with Indiana Jones. And I think we're going to hear something big about her soon. Like leaving her. You know what? We didn't talk about that. I think he thought it wasn't as good as episode 2. And that's fine. I don't think it was as good as episode 2, but episode 2A was an hour. And it was like, when you tell people, well, it's filler, people start bitching and moaning about, oh, blah, 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 the budget, and they had enough time. And no, they didn't. They didn't have enough time. It wrapped at the end of the summer. So what we got is what went into post-production now. And if it's a Star Wars show, I would say a good 6 months. I think it wrapped in August. It's December. August, September, October, November, December. 5 months. It might have needed 2 more months. It might have needed other eyes looking at the edits going, we got to do it this way. Okay. And I don't blame I don't really blame Favreau at all for that. The story is good. I blame Disney. Okay, I really do. I blame Disney for it. There's a lot of intriguing plot points going on. Okay, who let Black Chrysanthemum in? He didn't get in there by himself. He didn't just go up and press the button and walk in. Somebody let him in. And I think, in my opinion, that it either was one of the Boromir monks, it was one of the Gamorrean guards, or it was Fennec Shand herself. Okay? There's something not kosher. And you got to remember, Fennec Shand is an assassin. Okay? So, trusting her is probably the last thing a person should do. Just saying. Anyway, what else? But, so we got Kennedy on her public goodbye tour. The fact that Anthony Ingruber, oh yeah, he does, doesn't he, Anton? The fact that Anthony Ingruber is likely going to be in, I don't think they're using her as well as they could, but maybe we'll see more. I don't know. The fact that Ingruber is going to be in Indy 5 is very strong indication to me that Kennedy also lost Indy 5. I mean, WDW Pro says she's the executive producer. You know perfectly well, after being told by Cameron and by Andre and others, that an executive producer didn't have shit to say. Here's your proof. The Last Jedi. J.J. Abrams is an executive producer for The Last Jedi. Now, if he had any creative input into that movie, do you think it would have been the way it was? It would have been stupid, but it would not have been the movie that we saw. Okay? Because he didn't like it. He did not like it. Okay? So, her being an executive producer for Indy 5 is an indication. Something happened. And I think what happened is when those rumors came out, they put her in a vice. And I think the person who put them out there was Harrison Ford, because my feeling after the constant fucking drama, sorry for dropping the F-bomb, of watching, he gets hurt 3 days into shooting. He's practicing a stunt and he gets hurt. Tweaks his shoulder. Seen walking around London with his arm in a sling. Week later after that, he's riding his Italian bike all over Mayfair, the Lord Mayor of Mayfair. What is going on here? Okay, you hurt your shoulder. You're not going to be on that bike on those London cobblestone streets. They're not going to let you do it. And it's going to be very interesting to me how this all plays out, but I think he slow-rolled it. I think he basically slowed the production down to the point, and then this stuff started happening. Okay. No one wanted... the big indication for us was Phoebe Waller-Bridge showing up like, the sugar cube donkey face that she is, in the cast. That was enough for me to go, and it told me that Kennedy was up to something, but I didn't think what she wanted to do was going to get past Harrison Ford. Because I'm sorry to say, in Hollywood, people can say she's the most powerful woman in the world. But Harrison Ford. That's like rock, paper, scissors. Okay? She's paper, he's the rock. Okay? And I think he slow-rolled it. I think when it came time, I think he was the one that leaked that information out to the Daily Mail. I think it was planned. I think it was planned with Bob Chapek. I think it was planned. I wouldn't doubt that George Lucas and Spielberg were part of that. Okay? I don't know why Kennedy is such a part of that group, but she made herself that way. And she's got a resentment for the men in the group that to me is just, what? Overwhelming. And I can't see why she was put up. I hope they do, Jonathan, because I think it's a good show. And I think Jon Favreau deserves the benefit of a doubt. I really, really do. He was being badmouthed earlier today, and I'm like, where's the story group? They're not there. They're not there. Okay? I mean, so, I think what's going on is that there's a guy, come here, Kojak. He's a good boy. A very good boy. Yes, she is. She loves mommy. This dog, I tell you, it's like having a bear in the house. I think his name is Simonson. I can't remember who the other in-depth producer is. There are three: Kennedy, Marshall, and some guy. We'll call him some guy. I think he's doing the daily stuff. I don't think now I haven't seen Frank Marshall post anything for a long time. Okay. I think he's a brawler. We just haven't seen him do it yet. The life Han Solo's led? Yeah. He's a Shiloh Shepherd. Basically a different version of the German Shepherd. Here he is. Kojak! Kojak him. I'll leave it like that, so if he goes over to the window, I'll let you guys see him. Where's the window? Oh, there it is. Okay, so we'll go like this. So anyway, there's somebody else running the show now. Okay, there's somebody else running this, and I think it's probably it's not Spielberg, even though he could be involved. I think it could be Jon Favreau. I have a theory that he's now the president of Lucasfilm. Just because she has Willow doesn't mean she has anything to do with Willow. It's just that, there's your baby boy. Come here. Here he is. There he is. There he is. So what do you think? Is he a big boy or not? Hey, Krypton. So I'm like going, there's somebody else working this on a daily basis beyond the guy whose name I can't remember. But I don't think Kennedy's even in England. No one I know who's kind of spying on the set. Hey, Dave, how you doing? Yeah, he weighs over 100 pounds. He's 29 inches tall. He should get up to 30. His dad is about 30 inches tall, and he looks just like him. Oh, he's in it. Yeah, he's in it. There are people bad-mouthing the show on Facebook, and it's like, what the fuck do you want? You know, Simon Emanuel. I knew Simon was all right. Simon Emanuel is probably doing the grunt, the lion's share of the producing. Kennedy, as far as I can tell, is still, oh, what's going on here? Is still in, makeup. My hair's so bad. I mean, look at this. I have hat hair, guys. I have hat hair. Kennedy is in the U.S. I gotta wash this then, obviously. And I don't know where her husband is. So, anyway, Dave, can you follow this guy? I think, and this will piss off the black pills and fanboys, BOIS. Okay, that's okay. If you're not Anton, I'm just gonna say hi, Anton, when I see you, because I don't know. Okay, well, say hi to him from me then. I think at the end of this, when Han shows up, oh, you're right, Carlos, you're right. Han shows up, I think it's going to be no hard feeling. Hi, Kara. It's going to be no hard feeling between both of them. Okay. And that is EU down to the bone. Okay. It's very interesting to me watching how this is going to play out. And I think it's going to piss everybody off that, there isn't a fight and there aren't blasters flying, but maybe they both go after whomever is the real bad guy. I don't know. I mean, we haven't gotten really a lot of information about everything that's going on in these movies, in this show. So, but anyway, Simon Emanuel is doing the grunt share of Indy 5 production. I don't think Kennedy, no, I don't think so. I don't think Kennedy is in London. Hey, Mazurus. And I don't know if Marshall is or not. Frank again has not said anything on Instagram for a while. Last picture he posted was of him and Peter Bogdanovich. Actually, Jonathan, I just learned something very big. That Jango Fett was actually the heir that of the Mandalore, and he left. Hey, Troy. Oh yeah, we're on tonight. Don't worry. In fact, I got to go up and get cleaned up after this, because I'm sick of my hat hair. Jango Fett was the heir to the Mandalore. The Mandalore actually had adopted him. That's how Jango Fett got the Mandalorian armor. And hey, Misha. When the Mandalore died and I think he assumed control, he gave it up and left and became a bounty hunter. Hey, Audio Melon. Black pilled means that no matter how good something is, that people are going to hate it. And yeah, Jango was a foundling, like Din Djarin. So Din Djarin, in a way, is kind of mirroring Jango's story. Oh, thanks. I don't know. So if Jango was actually the heir to Mandalore, that means Boba Fett could actually be the Mandalore. And in the EU, guess who was the Mandalore? Boba Fett. Okay? Kinda. Right? Yeah, Carlos is right there. Black pills, I can name a bunch for you that no matter what, you know, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni do and how good it is. There are people, we know who they are. We'll shit all over it. Okay? We'll bitch and moan and complain and think they could do better, which they couldn't. La la la. And I question their fandom. There are people that won't necessarily tell you the whole story of why the EU was better. Okay? They won't tell you the whole story of Boba and Jango Fett in the EU because Jon Favreau is minding the EU. Not in the way they like it, though. Yeah, well, when Boba said in the show, I've written bigger beasts than this, he was referencing the holiday special. It's going to be 38 minutes. Okay, it's a little longer then. Okay. So we got till Wednesday, and the crybabies will cry, and the people will be like, meh. I'll be like, well, this is better than that. And I'll be like, it was good. And we'll round and round and round and round and fucking round and fucking round and fucking round. You know, no one can be happy. Again, so anyway. So, I don't know. Yeah, he would. Well, the middle one, the second one was long. A lot longer. If Boba ends up with Bo-Katan to fight for Mandalore, they might have to fight it out. Now, here's the thing. Here's a theory I've got. Ming-Na Wen accidentally spilled out that they're making that they're making a Bo-Katan okay, thanks, Troy. A Bo-Katan series. And I'm going to say this because they can't figure out what to do with the Rangers of the New Republic. So I think they're putting the Bo-Katan thing, Hey Planet Musk, in its place. Now, about the holiday special, it's on YouTube. You can watch the whole thing, uncut. I tried, and I skipped over a lot of it because I was like, oh my God, this is horrible. I got to the end where Carrie's singing. Like, it's almost like Bill Murray, Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. And Harrison Ford, I don't, I agree with you on that, Troy. I think they need to expand. And I really wish they'd just do the Rangers of the New Republic. But this Bo-Katan thing looks like it's like down the line. The look on Harrison Ford's face is, well, it was a good career while it lasted. I guess I can be a carpenter again. I mean, honest to God. Mark is like, Carrie got into, to Harrison's, weed and that was it. I mean, Ahsoka's coming up. So we got that. And then Andor. But I think Andor's going to because Andor's wrapped, it's done. I think Andor's going to be coming up. And we got Kenobi too. And just to remind people, Kenobi is not Kathy Kennedy's. Oh God, yeah, of course. I mean, why not? It's the only way you could watch it. Keep a straight face. Where was I going? What was I talking about? Yeah, so it's for Mandalorian. Yeah, they've been filming season 3. Oh God, yeah. I mean, it's just I can't. I mean, but just the look on Harrison Ford's face is like this. My career's dead. My career's dead. He's my favorite character in Star Wars, and he's my favorite actor, and I've loved him since 1977. I mean, gosh, well, she was baked. I would have been baked too. There's no fucking way you would have got me out there to sing that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am. I can't wait to see Kenobi. The background story for Kenobi, right? Remember Kathy going, oh, the scripts are done. They're so good. The showrunner was fired by Jon Favreau. Now you know why she was going after Gina. Okay? It was tit for tat bullshit, but that's what that was about. Okay? That's what that was about. And the scripts were all rewritten. Okay? All right? Because the showrunner that Kennedy had is a well-known, half-baked SJW NPC hack from hell. Okay? And it's literally Favreau probably saved it. He probably saved it because he put Deborah Chow in charge. Deborah Chow is his girl. So I think Mays is right. Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to Mando 3 and Ahsoka. But I'm looking forward to all of it. And to be honest, if Ingruber does a walk on as Han Solo and Andor, that's it. That's it. And I want to tell you guys, if you're on Twitter, follow him. Okay, he's been getting a lot. There's a lot of shit, and you see people giving him shit. Go after him for me. All right, I can't. I defend that boy. Don't fuck with my boy, okay? Because I'll kick your ass. All right. Just a minute. What are you doing? Come here. Uh-oh. Do you have my other hat? Just a second. Come here. Come. Just wait. Kojak, give me that. Get up. Oh, you little ass. Give me that. Back off. No. You jerk. So he is running around with this in his mouth. My hat. And if you touch that, I would kill him. Well, yeah, he is. I think a lot of people are. And I think a lot of the problems right now that they're still having are, yeah, you can't have my hats. I don't care what you think. Come here. Come on, up. Come here. Come on, up. Come on. Here. Come here. I think, come on. Koji, come on. Here he is. No, you can't have that. I think a lot of the crap that's going down right now, like with the rushed feeling of that I'm getting from Boba Fett, I think a lot of that crap has to do with Iger, and then pushing it onto Plus too soon. The movie needed more time in post-production. When I have people who make movies bitching about filler episodes, it's like we don't know that if they were put on such a schedule, they had to get something out, which I think this is. Okay, for all we know, they're still editing things. I mean, we don't know anything, but I give it a chance because it's better than what we got. I mean, it's either this or watching a rock float around from one place to another. And non-binary Jedis and gay celibate pilots. Why don't you think about that? That is the choice, okay? I don't either, and it doesn't bother me. I mean, I asked again someone today who doesn't like it, why don't you like it? And he couldn't answer it. Doomcock has a point. I think a lot of it is attachment to Gina Carano. I am so sick of her. It's not like she's Marilyn Monroe or Grace Kelly or Maureen O'Hara or Rita Hayworth or Michelle Pfeiffer or Kim Basinger in her day. I mean, you know, how many episodes was she in? 3 or 4? I don't know. I know they're making it. I don't know. So anyway, I've been on for almost an hour, and I have to go upstairs and get cleaned up a little bit. Well, I don't. Yeah, but they do. And look, it's if this was a private conversation and we were all sitting around, I would really tell you how I feel. Really. And I can't. Okay? But there are people out there using this to hurt Star Wars. They won't watch the stuff, but they say it sucks. If you don't watch it, how do you know it sucks? Okay? And if you can't answer why you don't like it, please go over there and stop bothering me. Okay? All right? I mean, I had somebody that they had banned here, I think Troy Pacelli knows what I'm talking about. Follow me to the Midnight's Edge chat, harassing me. All right? Telling me that I didn't have any right to talk to people. I'm like, well, yeah, and she should have listened to people saying to her, you should not be talking about this stuff in this venue. Not hard. Anyway, I gotta go. So I'll see you guys around the galaxy, and I will be in the Doomcock chat later, and then I will be on with Troy Pacelli. So see you guys around the galaxy, and Kojak, say hi. Come here. Say hi, buddy. Say hi. He says hi, and I'll talk to y'all later. Yep, we'll be there. Talk to y'all later.